Imagine a land stretching from the icy Arctic to the warm waters of the Black Sea, from the Baltic's calm shores to the vast Pacific Ocean. A land where over 15 republics, countless cultures, and diverse languages coexisted under one flag. This was the Soviet Union, a superpower that once stood as a beacon of communist ideology, challenging the world order. But what led to its rise? What fueled its internal struggles? And why did it ultimately collapse? Join us as we delve into the heart of Soviet history, exploring its triumphs, tribulations, and the profound legacy it left behind. If you're intrigued by the tales of empires, revolutions, and the intricate dance of global politics, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspectives on this monumental chapter of history. The story begins in 1917. Amidst the turmoil of World War I and the discontent brewing within Russia, the Russian Revolution erupted, leading to the overthrow of Tsar Nicholas II, ending centuries of Romanov rule. The Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, seized power, aiming to establish a state based on Marxist principles. In 1922, following the devastating Russian Civil War, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR, was officially formed. This new entity promised a society free from class divisions, where the means of production were owned collectively. The dream of a classless society was born, but its realization would prove complex and fraught with challenges. Lenin's initial years were marked by efforts to stabilize the war-torn country. The implementation of the new economic policy, NEP, in 1921 allowed for a partial reintroduction of private enterprise, aiming to revive the economy. This pragmatic approach helped alleviate some immediate crises but also sowed seeds of future, ideological debates within the party. Lenin's health began to decline, and by 1924 he passed away, leaving a power vacuum that would soon be filled by Joseph Stalin. Stalin's ascent to power marked a significant shift in Soviet policy. His vision for rapid industrialization and collectivization of agriculture aimed to transform the USSR into a global superpower. The implementation of five-year plans sought to boost production, but at a tremendous human cost. The forced collectivization led to widespread famine, particularly in Ukraine, where millions perished. The Great Purge of the late 1930s saw thousands executed or imprisoned, as Stalin sought to eliminate perceived threats to his authority. The Soviet Union's transformation was achieved through a combination of industrial prowess and brutal repression. The Soviet Union's entry into World War II was a turning point in its history. Initially signing a non-aggression pact with Nazi Germany in 1939, the USSR was drawn into the conflict in 1941 when Germany invaded. The ensuing war, known in Russia as the Great Patriotic War, was one of the most devastating in history. The Soviet people endured immense hardships with millions of lives lost. However, the resilience displayed during the siege of Leningrad and the Battle of Stalingrad became symbols of Soviet strength. The eventual victory over Nazi Germany solidified the USSR's status as a global superpower and expanded its influence over Eastern Europe. Post-war, the world found itself divided into two ideological blocs: the capitalist West, led by the United States, and the communist East, led by the Soviet Union. This period, known as the Cold War, was characterized by political tension, military competition, and proxy wars. The arms race, space race, and events like the Cuban Missile Crisis brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. The USSR's support for communist movements worldwide and its control over Eastern Europe through the Warsaw Pact further deepened the divide. By the 1980s, the Soviet system was showing signs of strain. Economic stagnation, coupled with a rigid political structure, led to widespread disillusionment. Mikhail Gorbachev came to power in 1985, introducing reforms aimed at revitalizing the USSR. Perestroika, or restructuring, sought to decentralize economic control and introduce elements of market economics. Glasnost, or openness, encouraged transparency and freedom of expression. While these reforms aimed to rejuvenate the system, they inadvertently exposed its deep-seated issues and fueled demands for greater change. The late 1980s and early 1990s saw a surge in nationalist movements within various republics. Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania led the charge, declaring independence from the USSR. The August 1991 coup attempt by hardline communists further weakened Gorbachev's position. Boris Yeltsin, then president of the Russian Federation, emerged as a key figure opposing the coup. His defiance and the subsequent dissolution of the Communist Party marked the beginning of the end for the Soviet Union. On December 25, 1991, Gorbachev resigned, and the USSR was officially dissolved, giving rise to 15 independent republics. The collapse of the Soviet Union marked the end of an era. It left behind a complex legacy, one of achievements in science, education, and industrialization, but also a history marred by repression, economic hardship, and political turmoil. For the people of the former Soviet states, the transition to independence has been a journey of both hope and hardship. The challenges of building new political systems, economies, and identities continue to shape the post-Soviet landscape. The Soviet Union's story is one of ambition, ideology, and transformation. It serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities of governance and the delicate balance between power and the people. As we reflect on its history, we gain insights into the forces that shape nations and the enduring quest for a better future. If you're intrigued by the tales of empires, revolutions, and the intricate dance of global politics, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell icon. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspectives on this monumental chapter of history.